Alright guys, today we are going to take a break and just review everything. Okay, so we're going to review the three types of functions that we're graphing. Okay, the first one, vertex form. Okay, vertex form. Let's all remind ourselves what vertex form is. It's y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, and I'm going to do one of these. And it doesn't matter. They're equally difficult. Let's do number one. Okay, guys, what is the vertex? So the vertex is h comma k. But remember, since it's negative, the h is opposite. So it's going to be positive 2 comma 4. The k is exactly what it is. So positive 2 comma 4. Line of symmetry is always x equals the x value of the vertex. So x equals 2. And the y-intercept is what you get when you plug in 0 for x. So bust out that calculator if you want. We're going to plug in 0 for x. Okay, so it's negative 2 times 0 minus 2 squared plus 4. And it looks like we get negative 4. All right, that's all we need. Let's sketch the parabola. So vertex at 2 comma 4. Line of symmetry always cuts down the middle, right? We have y-intercept at 0 comma negative 4, and we have our freebie point. If it's 2 away, it's going to be 2 away the other direction. That's all you need for standard vertex form. Sorry, for vertex form, you only need 3 points. Because we hadn't talked about zeros yet. So for vertex form, you need 3 points. Done. All right, so that was vertex form. Okay, flip the page. Next we did standard form. I think this is the hardest one. So standard form is when it's written as ax squared plus bx plus c. This one has the most to do. And I think number 4 looks harder, so let's do number 4. Okay, so is this guy going to open up or down? Well, there's a negative leading coefficient, so that tells us it is opening down. All right, let's find the vertex. So vertex, you have to do that formula. Negative b over 2 times a. So let's make our list of what a, b, and c are. So a is negative 2, b is negative 4, and c is 6. All right, so go ahead and calculate the vertex. Negative b, so a negative 4 is a positive 4. And then 2 times a is negative 2. So 2 times negative 2. So if you work that out, 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. And then remember, we have to take that negative 1 and we have to plug it back in order to get the y value. So take negative 1 and plug it in for all of the x's, but be careful with parentheses. Okay, so let's see how we should do this one. So there's a negative 2 out front, and then x squared, but x is negative, so we need parentheses around the negative 1 squared. And then subtract 4 times negative 1 plus 6. So hopefully you guys got 8. So vertex is at negative 1 comma 8. All right. And then line of symmetry is x equals the x value of the vertex again, so negative 1. Y-intercept is when we plug in 0 for x, But if you plug in 0 for x, everything's going to cancel except the 6. So C. So 0, 6. And then the hard part is finding the zeros. So to find the zeros, we need to write down the equation and set it equal to 0 and factor and solve. Okay, but before you guys factor, what do we have to divide by first? Okay, there's a negative, so we have to divide by a negative. And then there's actually a GCF of 2. So let's go ahead and divide everything by -2 right away. So if you divide every single piece by -2, you get 1x squared plus 2x minus 3. And now we're ready to factor. So make your two parentheses. All right, to get x squared, we need x and x. Now we need two numbers that multiply to -3, but the inners plus the outers have to add to +2. So that's going to be, I think, +3 and -1. Okay, so we factored it, but then what are the actual zeros? The zeros are actually the opposites, -3 and +1. -3 and +1. All right, get all that stuff on the graph, and we should have a nice little U. So let's make this one yellow. That'll be fun. Okay, we have a vertex at -1, 8. Okay, you can't even see that. We have a line of symmetry going down through -1. We have zeros at -3 and +1. And we have a y-intercept up at 6. So then our freebie point is over here. Okay, yellow was a terrible idea. Connect the dots, and we have our parabola. Okay, so that's how you guys have to do it when it's in standard form. Okay, lastly, we did a factored form. So if it's given to you in factored form, it looks like number 6 is maybe a little bit harder. So let's do that one. Okay, do you guys see how it's in factored form? So the x-intercepts are the opposites of all the parenthesis x's. So +2 and -2, right? The y-intercept is when you plug in 0 for x. So let's do that. So it's going to be -1/2, and then we got to plug in 0 for x. So 0 minus 2 times 0 plus 2, and let's see, I'm going to do this in my head. -1/2 times -4 is 2. Oh, wait, don't type it. Okay, so we get 2. So the y-intercept is at 0, 2. Okay. I maybe should have been graphing along the way. So x-intercepts at 2 and -2, and y-intercept at 0, 2. Okay, and then remember the vertex? When it's in factored form, the vertex is right smack in the middle of the zeros. So right smack in the middle is actually at 0. So the vertex is at 0. Now, actually, on this one, we already plugged in 0 and we got 2. So the vertex is actually the same as the y-intercept. And then the line of symmetry is always x equals the x value of the vertex. So the line of symmetry is x equals 0. So guys, on this one, we actually only get 3 points. And that's okay. Connect the dots, and that's your parabola. So just know that sometimes the vertex and the y-intercept are the same. So then we can't get all 5 points. We can only have those 3. All right, guys, that's a review. Oh, one more. Let's review one of these. Let's do number 7. Remember these? I can write the equation in vertex form, given the vertex and a point. All right, so let's start by writing the equation. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And let's go ahead and label our pieces. The vertex is hk, and the point is xy. So go ahead and plug everything in, and we're going to try to find a. All right, so y is going to be 5, a is going to be a, x is 4, minus a minus becomes a plus 2 squared, plus k is 3. All right, let's clean it up. I'm going to clean up the exponent first. So 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 squared is 36. So all of this is really 36. Okay, I hope you guys are with me there. And now to solve a, we have to draw the wall, right? And we have to minus 3 from both sides, right? We're trying to isolate a. So now we have 2 equals a times 36. So to get a alone, we have to divide by 36. And I know this isn't beautiful, but yes, a is a fraction. 2 over 36 reduces to 1/18th. And that's right. Okay, now we plug in a and h and k. So now we plug in a and h and k, and then that will be our final answer. So final answer, y equals a, which is 1/18th, times x minus h, so minus a minus is plus 2 squared, plus k is 3. That's how you do those. All right, guys, we've done a lot. This chapter's hard. I hope that helped review everything, and we'll review more tomorrow.